My name is Hamza, and I used to think of myself as the strongest, most fearless person around. I was confident, arrogant, and proud of my physical strength. I had built my body through years of dedicated bodybuilding, and I carried myself with the swagger of someone who believed he could take on the world. But all of that changed when I encountered a veiled woman at an amusement park. She didn't say a single word to me, but her silent, angry glare left something on me, something that brought me to the brink of death, that reduced me to a mere skeleton of bones in just a matter of days. This story takes us back to 1985, when I was an intermediate student living in Nazimabad, Karachi. My friends and I had planned a day of leisure and fun. We pooled our money together and booked a Suzuki van. We packed food and essential supplies and headed to the beach at Seaview. We spent a wonderful time there, enjoying the sea breeze and eating our lunch. After the afternoon prayers, we made our way to Funland, the famous amusement park in Clifton. The place was bustling with energy and crowds, with colorful lights and the sounds of laughter filling the air. Two of my friends, Bilal and Zaid, went to buy tickets while the rest of us waited. I was leaning casually against a wall, chatting and laughing with the others, when suddenly a boy came running from the right side and collided with me. Perhaps I was standing too carelessly, but the impact sent me tumbling to the ground, and the boy who had run into me fell as well. The scene was so comical that my friends and the people around us burst into laughter. I had always been a hot-headed person, and my arrogance only made things worse. I got up, grabbed the boy by his collar, and started to hit him. He was a skinny fellow, no match for me. He kept saying sorry, sorry, but my anger was out of control. My friends quickly intervened, trying to separate us, but not before I had landed a few blows. As they pulled me away, I gave the boy a final push, and he stumbled into a passing woman. The woman was wearing a hijab. The collision caused her hijab to shift slightly. She turned and looked at me, and the anger in her eyes made my own rage evaporate like foam. It felt as if her voice echoed in my mind, saying, "You have done a bad thing." My ears heard her words without her lips moving. Then I watched as her angry glare transformed into something softer, almost pitying. She adjusted her veil, covering her face, and walked away without a word. The boy was taken away by his companions, and my friends tried to calm me down, telling me I shouldn't have lost my temper like that. But I remained silent. My mind was stuck on that woman. She wasn't particularly beautiful, and I wasn't some lovesick teenager. But her gaze, that moment of silent anger, had somehow become glued to my brain. My friends returned with the tickets. The call for Maghrib prayer was being made, and we entered Funland. The first ride we took was the boat ride, and we sat on the highest seats at the very top. Any other time I would have been full of excitement and enthusiasm, but that day I felt strange. I sat down with everyone else, but something was off. The boat began to swing slowly at first, and then gradually picking up speed. The cool breeze felt refreshing, and my mood started to improve. But as the boat climbed higher and higher and my friends were shouting and cheering, my eyes fell on the woman in the hijab. She was standing below, looking up at our boat. She was in the queue waiting for the next ride. The moment I saw her, a wave of restlessness swept over me. My heart desperately wanted the boat to stop so I could get off. If it didn't stop, I felt like I might jump. I even leaned over the edge once, and my friend sitting next to me had to grab me to stop me from falling. By the grace of Allah, the boat finally stopped. I pushed through everyone, not caring who I was bumping into, and ran down. I tried to push into the queue where the woman was standing, but the man at the front stopped me. My friends, confused and worried, grabbed me and pulled me away. I kept turning my head looking for her, but she had vanished from the queue. Perhaps I just couldn't see her because of the rush of people. I watched as the boat started moving again, but she wasn't on it. I stood there staring up at the sky, while my friends looked at me in bewilderment. My friend Usman forcefully dragged me to a corner. Another friend rushed to get me a juice. Usman told the others to go ahead and that we would catch up. He forced me to drink the juice. He assumed that the boat ride had made me sick. He was confused but didn't ask any questions. After a while I felt a little better, and Usman said, "Let's go." The others had told us where they were heading, so we got up to join them. Throughout all this time, I hadn't spoken a word to him. In fact, I was avoiding looking at anyone. I didn't even know which direction we were walking. I was just following Usman. We passed through the crowds and arrived at a closed room filled with colorful lights. Our friends were already there. It was the mirror hall, a room made entirely of mirrors, where each mirror showed you a different, distorted reflection. My friends were laughing and joking, and my mood improved as well. I wasn't so weak that I would be shaken by such things. My friend got the tickets and we all entered the room. The atmosphere was full of laughter and fun. One of my friends was ahead of me and everyone's reflections were being distorted in strange ways, making them look fat, thin, or twisted. When I stood in front of a mirror, I was laughing at my friend. But as I glanced at my own reflection, my laughter died in my throat. It was me, but in a terrible state, so weak, with sunken cheeks and a skeletal appearance. I couldn't bear to see myself like that. My heart trembled. I quickly looked into another mirror, the same image. A third mirror, the same. And when I looked into the fourth mirror, I lost my senses. Standing directly behind me was that same woman. She was wearing her veil. Suddenly, she pulled it aside and I saw her face, so hideous, so terrifying that I fainted on the spot. When I regained consciousness, I was lying on a bench outside. My friends were standing around me, worried and confused. Everyone knew that I, Hamza, was a brave and tough guy. As I sat up, everything came back to me. I was in a strange and bewildered state. One of my friends handed me a bottle of water, which I drank in one go. But as I took the last sip, I felt as if a needle had pricked my throat. I just kept repeating that I wanted to go home. We returned home, and I remained silent throughout the entire journey. When I got home, I didn't speak to anyone and went straight to my room and fell asleep. I used to sleep alone in a room on the rooftop. That night, I woke up and thought I saw my mother sitting by my head, stroking my hair. I hadn't eaten anything and I still felt like something was stuck in my throat from the water I had drunk. As my senses sharpened, my mind started working. My mother never came to the rooftop because of her knee pain. The moment I fully understood this, I sat up with a jolt and immediately turned on the light. The room was empty. I didn't understand what was happening to me. I left the light on and lay back down, and sleep overwhelmed me again. This time I had a dream. I was back in Funland, surrounded by laughing people. I got on the boat ride again. As it started moving, the veiled woman appeared beside me. I don't know when she had sat down next to me. The moment I saw her, I was so frightened that I jumped and fell off the boat. I hit the ground with such force that I woke up from the shock. I realized it was a dream, but my entire body was aching, as if I had actually fallen from a great height. I spent the rest of the night writhing in pain. At the time of the morning prayers, I finally found some relief and fell asleep again. I slept until the afternoon. It was Usman who came to check on me. My mother sent him up to my room. When he saw me, I was burning with fever. He helped me down with great difficulty. My mother was worried. My father had gone to work. Usman took me on his bike to the doctor. Our neighborhood doctor, a kind-hearted Sindhi man named Dr. Alawasya, was a respected figure. He had a good rapport with my father. He immediately examined me and even had his compounder wash my hands and face. He affectionately called me hero and was concerned about my condition. "Why is our hero sick?" he kept saying. But I wasn't speaking. Usman told him everything that had happened the previous day. The doctor gave me medicine and sent me home. My mother didn't allow me to go back to the rooftop room and made me sleep downstairs. For the next 4 days, I was completely bedridden with fever. Every time I slept, I would see the same dream about the boat ride. I would wake up in terror. My father brought more medicine, but nothing worked. In just 4 days, my health deteriorated drastically. Dark circles formed under my eyes. When I was conscious, I felt like the woman was calling me from my room upstairs. I wanted to go up. My father would stop me. One night, I woke up in the middle of the night. She was calling me from upstairs. Trying to sneak away, I managed to reach the stairs, but I collapsed due to weakness. My father was extremely worried. He couldn't take me anywhere in this condition, so he called Dr. Alawasya to the house. The doctor gave me medicine and also asked for a glass of water. He recited something over it and blew on it, then gave it to me. I didn't want to drink it, but my father forced me. After drinking that water, I felt a coolness spread down my throat. Dr. Sahib was a doctor, but he was also a man of Allah. He understood my condition. He explained something to my father, and then they both went to see an elderly religious scholar. The scholar told them that something had attached itself to me. It would not let me go easily. He also said that the woman had given me something of hers to drink, but when, we didn't know. Later, we learned that when I had fainted at Funland, my friends had gone to get water, and someone had handed them a bottle, and that was the water I had drunk. A long course of treatment followed. Sometimes I would get a little better, and then the same dream or something else would pull me back. I stopped sleeping on the rooftop. I also quit bodybuilding. I was no longer the same person. My heart was not interested in anything. Dr. Sahib guided me through this as well, encouraging me to pray regularly. In our household, prayers were not strictly observed. We would pray when we felt like it, or not at all. I never prayed. But after this incident, I became a regular worshiper. If my problem had not been identified, I might not be alive today. But one thing is certain, I will never go to Funland again. Even if I see its lights from a distance, I turn my face away.